Probably easier if I just use the phone for chat. Chat filter all messages. There we go. Alright. Who's the lurker? I see somebody there. My first victim. There we go. Go. Oh, I don't want that. Go. Oh, I don't want that. You be quiet. Of course, it resets to the stupid fucking top messages. Come on, who's there? Ooh, a lot of wax. Yeah. Nasty. Jerry Martin, you are the first victim. Email or username. How are you doing today? Been okay. We've gotten lucky. The weather's been very warm, but we've been sick almost continuously. It was like 3 times we got sick, one right after another. I don't know how, we hardly leave the goddamn house. I don't know where the hell we're getting it from. I think whenever I take her to the doctors, she gets sick from someone at the doctor's, and then of course brings it home, and then I get it. Hello, Colin. You are number 2. The second victim. Let's see here. What's that diameter? That's probably too much. I bet you 60 would be about right. Why can't I do this? There we go. Let's see, 100 is 4 inches. So yeah, 200 is probably about right with the overlap. P1S combo last week and playing with multicolor. Nice. Yes, there is a lot of waste. There, something you can do is save all of your waste. And do you have a t-shirt press? Excellent. There's a channel called, I think it's called Make Brothers. I think that's what they're called, Make Brothers. Nice. That's where I got mine from too, Vine. On one hand, I wish I was still in that program because some of the stuff I see pop up is just, oh, so delicious. But on the other hand, it was getting out of control. Brothers make, yes. You can create a trough inside your t-shirt press, and you can put all your waste from your bamboo in there and press that waste into panels. Well, nobody can make incredible content every episode. It's just not possible. Unless you have a serious budget and a serious team. But, you can use the t-shirt press to melt all of that bamboo poop into panels, and then you can use those panels for other things. So, for example, I plan to shred up water bottles and melt them into panels and use that to create shingles for roofing the sheds I'm building. Well, here's the other thing I do is you got to find, I don't know if they still do it this way, you got to find the right categories. Now this, of course, assumes you are able to write off the ETV. I was able to write it off, so, you know, I got $140,000 worth of stuff, and it didn't cost me any taxes because it was all for, you know, I do this for a living. So it's all valid business purchases. If you are able to legally write it off, what I did was I would always go to the hardware and scientific and stuff like that categories in Vine, and I would get packs of shrink tubing, packs of screws, fasteners, that, you know, magnetic hooks, all that kind of stuff that you wouldn't normally waste a pick on. Especially now that I understand they've disabled the ability to cancel a pick. You can still cancel, but you don't get the pick back. Industrial and scientific, yes. And that's also where you're going to find filament and resin. So anytime filament or resin pops up, I don't care what it is, I'm grabbing it. And because I'll always have a use for it. And sometimes, you know, nozzles will come up, sometimes flex plates will come up. Fasteners will come up, stainless steel screws will come up, deck screws will come up, different adhesives and tapes and stuff like that will come up. This is all stuff that you might not need right now and you don't want to waste a pick on, but you got 8 picks. So you can use it to grab that kind of stuff. I like those canvas yard flags that you hang on a little hanger, and you have different ones for different holidays, so I would grab those. Michelle likes puzzles. So I kept the puzzle directory open. And, you know, if I had picks left over, I'd grab a puzzle or two. So you could check those categories and grab that kind of stuff. I never had a problem filling my 8 picks. Never, ever, ever had a problem filling my 8 picks. Snapple has their fruit punch as a little packet, you know, one of these things, and it's surprisingly good. Hey, Matt's Makerspace. The you know, last week I was I spent more of the day on the toilet than I did in bed, shitting my guts out. TMI. And then I'd get over that. The week before I got over that, and I got hit again with, I guess, some different bug. And my ears are finally getting better. Whatever the eustachian tube infection that I had is finally going away, and my ears aren't clogged up. And thank God. It didn't hurt or anything, but it was annoying. And the past like 4 days, my eyes have been driving me crazy again. I finally got fed up and I took 4 Advil. It doesn't fix the problem, but it temporarily alleviates the problem. It constricts the blood vessels and the inflammation so that it can't excrete the mucus. And because what happens is, my eyes never actually hurt. I don't know if your eyes can feel. I don't know if your eyes have the ability to feel pain. I don't think so. What hurts, when I say my eyes hurt, It's the skin. You can see I got dark eyes. It's all like my skin's all nasty. Or I mean, I can actually feel the roughness in my skin around my eyes, because whatever this mucus or silver skin that comes out of my eyes is, it rips apart my skin all around my eyes. I gotta find like a moisturizer that's eye safe. You know, some kind of moisturizer that I can put on my skin around my eyes that's not damaging to the eyes. Because you know, I can only wash my eyes so many times before the water begins to dry out my skin. I know that sounds weird, but you know, what keeps your skin moist is the oils. And when you wash your skin too much, you're washing away those oils, and that actually dries your skin out. And I think the mucus, the stuff, I can actually describe it to you. You ever wake up in the morning and you have the little eye boogies? The little crystalline eye boogies? It's like windburn. It's similar to windburn, yes. It's not windburn, but it's similar. It's the same concept, but same process. You ever wake up in the morning and you get the eye boogies? You get that little hard thing that in the corner of your eye, and you pick it out, and you know it's like a little crystalline thing. Well, that's actually mucus coming out of your eyes. It comes out as a liquid, and when it dries, it's crystalline. And I've looked at it. I've put an endoscope up to my eyeball and looked at it up close. Hey, Joe. And it's very sharp. It's very sharp-edged crystals. And so what's happening is that mucus gets onto my skin around my eyes. Like I'll wipe my eyes like this to get the mucus out of my eyes. And I have to, because the mucus makes my vision blurry. So I have to get rid of the mucus to clear my vision. And what happens is you get the mucus on the skin around your eyes. It dries, becomes crystalline, and actually cuts your skin. It's actually damaging my skin. And that, of course, it's like having razor cuts. And, of course, eventually that starts to really hurt. And, of course, I'm constantly washing my eyes, because the stuff dissolves. Yeah, I just gotta find baby safe. Not baby safe. Eye safe. I'm very, very cautious about my eyes. But yeah, I'll check the baby section and see what they have. Something that's, you know, for my scrubbing pads, I have baby shampoo, so it's non-tearing. I make my own scrubbing pads because the Lid RX pads made for scrubbing your eyes are incredibly expensive. I mean, if I use them as the doctor suggested, I'd be spending $40 a month on these things. They're insidiously expensive. It's called eye scrub. So I make my own using cotton circles, you know, for like makeup and stuff, and then baby shampoo. Buddha Buddy. Let me look at that up. Amazon. And BODA, BUDDY cream. Is that spelled right? Nothing came up under Buddha Buddy. Is that how you spell Buddha? Is it spelled BOODA? Oh, Buddha Butter? Yeah, this is not windburn. I've experienced that riding my bike. So I know but it does feel like the same thing. It's a very similar, I guess the damage is similar. So I found Buddha Butter. Is that what you meant, Buddha Butter? That says body butter. It's not available on Amazon. Isn't that interesting? And it's not available on Walmart either. Where do you get it? Oh, it's sold locally. Looks like they have a website. Looks like it's going to be very expensive. Buddha butter, yeah, 14 bucks for a 2.64 grams, 14 bucks plus shipping. But is it safe around your eyeballs? Things that are safe for the skin aren't necessarily safe for your eyes. Remember, I only have one. I got one eye left. I'll send them a message and see what they say. Because even though it's crazy expensive, you don't need much. Exactly. It's the kind of thing where, you know, a tiny bit on your fingers is enough to, you know, if I could seal in the oils and also maybe it'll act as a shield for the mucus coming out. Cetaphil. Cetaphil. Here we go. Excuse me. Why did you do that? Oh, it just moved. I guess she's doing okay. Nothing seems to be getting worse, and you know, none of the doctors seem concerned, so that's good. I'm just, you know, trying to keep her more active, which also helps keep me active. In fact, that's the object of today's stream, is that I have, what do you call them? They're not doctors. I guess they'd be life coaches. It's a preventative medicine kind of thing program that they started around the area, and so I have two people that we have phone calls every 2 weeks. One is for physical therapy, to help me figure out ways to be more active and to add more exercise, and the other one's a nutritionist, and we talk about what I'm eating, what I can eat to be healthier. Some really strange things, like I guess I just have a fundamentally different background. The way I was raised was just different. Not better, not worse, just not the same as they're used to. Because she asked me what I thought of as a really strange question. She says, "Are you eating vegetables?" And I was like, "Of course, I love vegetables." You know, vegetables can be difficult because the transportation cost of acquiring vegetables is very high. Except for canned and frozen vegetables, I can't buy 2 weeks worth of fresh vegetables, because about the only vegetable that's going to last 2 weeks would be potatoes. That's about the only thing that's going to last 2 weeks. You know, I buy a bag of tomatoes and cucumbers. It's good for 2, max 3 days. After that, it's rotten. So that means I have to expend transportation fuel to go get fresh vegetables, you know, every 3 days if I want to have fresh vegetables. On top of that, fresh vegetables are insidiously expensive. That's why I appreciate that Roadrunner giveaway that they have every 2 weeks, because it's local, it's only 3 miles away, and every 2 weeks I get free fresh veggies. This past time, oh, interesting. Okay, olive oil, huh? Like straight up olive oil? Huh, I got lots of that. um, so it's a nice way of getting access to some fresh veggies. Otherwise, most of my vegetable intake is frozen or canned, because that is both substantially cheaper and you can buy it in bulk. Interesting. I have coconut oil too. So she asked me, well, how often do you eat vegetables? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, how many days a week do you eat vegetables? And I'm like, every day? That's a weird question. And she's like, oh, that's good. And I'm like, is that abnormal? Apparently, a lot of the customers see, maybe it's a Mexican Spanish thing. I don't know. But the way I was raised, dinner is always, a meat, a side, and a vegetable. I mean, that's dinner. Without exception, it's always, a meat, a side, and a veggie. A main. Sometimes it's a vegetarian main, but there's always a main, a side, and a vegetable. And vegetable typically means a green vegetable. Sometimes it'll be corn, but typically that means a green vegetable. And apparently that is not normal for the people that she typically interacts with. She says some people only eat vegetables once or twice a week, if that. I'm like, what else do they eat? I get it. Vegetables aren't food. So, it's weird, but I tell people vegetables are not food. Vegetables are nutrition. Because food is calories. That's food. Anything that gives you calories is food. Now, there are exceptions to that. You do have such things as empty calories, like sugar and white bread. Those are empty calories. They have a lot of calories, but they don't really do anything for you. But apparently around here, it is not common to eat vegetables every day. And for me, not eating vegetables every day would be weird. It's just, it's what I've done for 46 years. I don't know how to eat any different. The very idea of having dinner without a vegetable is just, it would never even cross my mind. But apparently a lot of the customers, a lot of the patients she deals with, they primarily eat meat and carbs. And it's like, well, that can't be healthy. And she's like, no kidding. So, yeah, to me, that's weird. This freezer is always full halfway with bags of vegetables. Because we always, at minimum, I cook up a 12-ounce bag of vegetables for the two of us. And most of the time, I cook up 2 bags of vegetables. So we're eating 12 ounces of vegetables each. And that's not much. What blows my mind is the cost difference between frozen vegetables and fresh vegetables. 12 ounces of broccoli florets is $1.16, while a similar amount of fresh broccoli would be more along the lines of $4. It's incredibly expensive. And that's partly because of where we live. We live on basically a land island. And so any fresh vegetables have to come from quite a distance away to get here. So it makes sense that fresh vegetables are going to have a substantially higher cost than frozen vegetables, which can, they take less space and they store for a lot longer, indefinitely. And vegetables is one of the only freezer products that I don't repackage. Because FIFO, we go through the vegetables so rapidly that they're never in the freezer for longer than a week. Well, Kansas, you probably have access to farmers markets, and you probably have access to cheap vegetables, I would assume. I know back in Pennsylvania I did. Back in Pennsylvania, my biggest problem in Pennsylvania was that my job was half a mile from Produce Junction, but I could never go to Produce Junction because my shift always ended after Produce Junction closed. And my shift started before Produce Junction opened. So I could never go to Produce Junction even though it was right there. Typically, we didn't go to Produce Junction because it was a it's a 40-mile round trip to go to Produce Junction. You know, you're looking at well, not 40, 30. It's 14 miles there, 14 miles back. But since I work, but frozen doesn't taste the same. For example, my favorite way to eat most vegetables, you know, green beans, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, my favorite way to eat those is roasting them. So I have one of those Ninja Foodie air fryer ovens. I got it from Vine. I got the real nice one. Hey Mike, how are you doing? I got the real nice one that has the 500-degree sear plate, so I can actually cook steaks in there, and they come out amazing. The hardest part is flipping it fast enough to not overcook it. You know, you sear one side, sear the other side, yank it out, and then let it carry over cook to the proper temperature. Which, you know, we have like twice a year, just because they're so expensive. Steaks around here are like $14 a pound. But see, I'm not a fan of steamed vegetables. I don't like steamed vegetables. But I love roasted vegetables. So I'll take, you know, broccoli. I'll cover the entire. It's a plate this big, and I'll just cover it with broccoli. You know, I'll drizzle olive oil over it. I'll put a single pat of butter in the middle, so the butter will melt and give it a little bit of butter flavor. Otherwise, I hit it with the butter spray oil. Yeah, basically grilled. And then, you know, obviously salt, pepper, garlic, paprika, whatever other seasonings I want on there. And I'll stick it in air roast for 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the vegetable, in the air fryer. And, oh my God. Broccoli just, it has this particular way of melting in your mouth. Like the elixir of the gods when you air roast it properly, seasoned with olive oil. Oh my God, it's so good. I'm drooling. I'm drooling thinking about the broccoli. Well, here's the thing. You can't do that with frozen broccoli. It doesn't work. It's I think I know why. Anything you freeze changes when you freeze it. Even if you flash freeze it, it changes. And that's because the molecular structure of the vegetable is damaged when it's frozen. While it's still delicious and still edible, it becomes unusable for certain things. So, for example, you can't roast them. Well, you can, but they just come out a soggy mess. They don't roast. And that's because when water freezes, it is crystalline, which means it has sharp edges, and the water expands. Water is one of the few things that expands when frozen. Most things shrink when frozen. Water is one of those rare exceptions that expands when frozen. It's one of the reasons why life is possible, because water does that. If water didn't do that, a lot of our life wouldn't be possible. Yes, exactly. So when those ice crystals form inside of your frozen food, it destroys the cell walls of the molecules in the food. And that's why frozen vegetables come out mushy. They come out softer. Now, we like soft veggies, so that's okay. But when you roast a vegetable that's been frozen, it doesn't come out the same. The texture's different. It's not bad. The food's not ruined. It's still perfectly edible, but it doesn't taste good. It doesn't taste the same as fresh broccoli air roasted. I love roasted vegetables. Oh my God. So one of the things that we've been going over is trying to figure out easy ways for me to add exercise that are, you know, obviously the easiest exercise is walking, but that's not as easy as people think. Walking for people my size is expensive because it destroys shoes. So I typically try to only walk. Indoors. Like, for example, I'll go to the grocery store and I'll walk around the grocery store because those are tiled floors. And those tiled floors destroy your shoes dramatically slower than walking around, you know, dirt and gravel yards and roads, which destroy shoes fast. And I know it sounds like an excuse, but it's a valid one, you know. I mean, I'm okay now. One of you guys got me a pair of Crocs, and I also got another 3 pair of Crocs when they had them on sale for $20 a pop. The Baya Crocs, the ones with the insert in the bottom, nice and durable. What are fiddleheads? Huh. I've seen those before. I didn't know they were edible. Huh. They're ferns. I didn't know that was something you could eat. And they're sweet like asparagus. Huh. I wouldn't mind trying that. So yes, we are doing that. I'm trying to get back into the what the hell's it called? The VR thing, Beat Saber and whatnot. Oculus? Is it Oculus? I forget what it's called. But anyway, get back into that again. I got bored with it when I kept doing the same damn songs over and over again. But now I have a way of side-loading new songs onto it. So I got to get back into that. There's also some other ones that I've seen recently on YouTube. Some new games out that facilitate movement and exercise. And, you know, some shooting games and stuff like that. And we're also, once spring comes, I'm going to pull out the desks I have where the garden tub used to be. I'm just going to give up on that space because I need to lose weight. And I'm going to bring the recumbent stationary bike and put it in here. So we can start using that because that's low impact and good exercise. And then I'm going to start doing you know, arm exercises. I notice I'm losing muscle mass in my arms. I had to struggle like crazy to pick up that freezer, and it's not that heavy. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, I thought I had. I thought I had a filter, a low end cut to stop that. Why don't I see my filter anymore? Filters. I don't know what model it is. I got it off of Facebook Marketplace. Audio filters. Here we go. Let's see. Noise gate. There we go. Now it cuts off that background hum. When I'm not talking, it cut off completely. So yeah, cuts off the background hum now. If they're USB headphones, I know there used to be a time where USB audio had a bug in it in Windows, and you had to unplug and plug it back in once an hour. It was a weird thing for Windows USB audio. What the hell is the... They call it Meta VR now, but it's the I think it's Oculus. Yeah, well, now it's called the Meta Quest. But it had another name before they renamed the stupid Meta name. That should be good though. Samsung make some decent earbuds. And wireless Bluetooth nowadays is very good. It's not Oculus Rift. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it is Oculus Quest. Yeah, Oculus Quest 2. I think you're right. And so I have that. I do know where it's at. I know exactly what crate it's in. I dig that out and start using it again. And then I started using water bottles of all things, as dumbbells. Do some basic exercises and stuff like that. And then the idea hit me: can I 3D print dumbbells? Worst case, fill them with sand. But even better, if I can make it watertight, then I can fill it with water. At that point, I should be able to print a dumbbell set for like $2 or $3. Well, maybe a little more. No, about $2 or $3. Because what we need is a basic set: 1 pound, 3 pound, 5 pound. Because it's not for weight training; it's for physical therapy and basic exercise. And I was also thinking that wow, 35 pounds. Well, at 412 pounds, a lot of that's water, but still, that's nice for 3 months. I haven't tried that yet. I'll ask the doctor and nutritionist what they think. If they tell me it's safe, I'll give it a shot. I mean, it can't hurt, right? I'm actually pretty close to that now, as it is. I usually eat breakfast at 11, and I've been trying to eat dinner at around 5. So that's only usually 6. So that's only 3 hours different from what you're doing. So it should be pretty easy to compress that into a 4-hour window. That might be something I can give a try. I've been trying to eat a proper 3 meals a day. A breakfast, a little bite for lunch, and a dinner. Because I noticed that 49882. I noticed that when I eat 1 meal a day, or a tiny breakfast and a dinner, I tend to eat more. While if I actually eat something for breakfast, even if it's just an egg sandwich, and then something for lunch, even if it's just a salad, I tend to eat a smaller dinner. The weights. Reverse. And that was number 49882. 49882. Weight for me, customizable weights. Yeah, I see this. Except I got it. Wait for me. Let me show you that one. My objective, however, is to design a vase mode printable, highly efficient set of weights. So using a 1mm nozzle and vase mode printing. The idea is to use as little plastic as possible to make them as affordable as possible. Because what I would like to do is, if I can make them cheap enough, I have more plastic than I can ever print in my lifetime. And a lot of it is not usable for the projects that I'm currently working on, such as the blocks for the shed, because I can't use dark color PLAs outdoors. It will deform, it will warp. So I have probably 100 or more kilograms of plastic that I can't use for any of my outdoor projects, and I will probably never use it all up in my entire lifetime. So the idea is, if I can make it cheap enough, then I can make up some sets of these weights and donate them to the community health center so they can give them to people who need it. Because it is actually reasonably expensive to buy this stuff. A single weight set from Walmart is going to be $10 is the cheapest you're going to get if you buy 2 5-pound weights. Well, if I print vase mode with a 1mm nozzle, I would imagine that would be plenty strong. I mean, we're talking about a maximum of 5 pounds, which means each half is only going to be holding a maximum of 2.5 pounds. So I figure, now, if I remember my grade school science chemistry class correctly, isn't 1,000 cc's of water 1 kilogram? Water. 1 gram per cubic centimeter. 1 kilogram per liter. 1 liter of water weighs 1 kilo. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it'd be pretty easy for me to get 1, 3, and 5 pounds. So 1 pound is roughly half a kilogram. So I just have to make sure the model can hold, around 450 cc's of water. So 450 cubic centimeters. And then 3 pounds would be about 1.5 kilograms. And 5 pounds would be about 2.5 kilograms. And that would be close enough. Don't need heavier than that, because this is for physical therapy, not for weight training. So most physical therapy is never going to use anything over 5 pounds. No problem. Thank you, Ty Guy. So now the question is to figure out how to predict the volume of the model. So I'll probably undersize the model a little bit to account for the handle in the middle. Now, I should be able to download the threads for a standard soda bottle. Yes. I knew that a guy made a watertight container that uses regular soda bottle caps. And that is 4918874. I can post links. So I'm going to steal the threads from that. Download all. Okay. Files. Okay, close cubic STL. Let's grab that. Let's close some of these links so I don't have too many links open. So if we go online, we see that cheapest you're going to get it is $5 for a 5-pound. So 2 of those would be $10. But then you also need the other sizes. Like a set like this is your typical set right here, would be $35. And if you go to Amazon, you're looking at $15 for a 2-pack. 15 bucks for a 2-pack. $12. You can get 2 of these 2-pounders. $12. But you know, as soon as you go to the 5 pounds, you're up to $25 again. So you're looking at a minimum of $35 or more to buy a dumbbell set. The cheapest is actually Five Below. Five Below, you can get these 1-pounders for $2, so that's 4. You can get the 3-pounders for 4, that's 8, that's 12. And then you get the 5-pound for $5, that's 22. So for $22, you could get a full 135 set from Five Below. And if you're really hard up for cash, you could do it for $11 by buying 1 of each and then just switch arms. It'll take you longer, but you just do your right arm first and then do the left arm. We cut your cost in half. What do you mean you could lift 1,500 pounds? I question if that's possible for a human being to lift 1,500 pounds in any configuration. Not a bad idea, because a roll of filament is 2.2 pounds, about 2.5 pounds with the reel, roughly. But it's hard to hang on to them to do the appropriate exercises to get all the muscle groups. They're kind of hard to hang on to. Yeah, you're not lifting 1,500 pounds. Oh. Okay. I thought you were saying you lifted 1,500 pounds. I was like, the world record is 488 kilograms, which is impressive. Apparently, it's Georgia's Lashla Talakazda. 223 kilogram lift in the snatch, whatever that means. 265 kilograms in the clean and jerk, and 488 kilograms overall. Yeah, that's close to what I was able to do when I was younger. It was right around 200 pounds. I think I did my max was like 240, but I couldn't do a full set. It was right around 190, 200 that I could do a full set. Leg press, I can max out any machine there was. I don't do that anymore because I know it's bad for your knees. But that's mostly because I'm fat, so my legs are like brick shit houses, you know? Because they have to hold up all this weight. But nowadays, I could barely lift this 60-pound freezer. I mean, I struggled to pick that thing up. I mean, well, part of it was I couldn't grip it. You can't wrap your arms around it, but I really could not get it up. I have it on a shelf here, a little box that it sits on, so it's not all the way on the ground. So you don't have to bend over all the way to the freaking ground to get to the bottom shelf of the freezer. And it's not a heavy freezer. It's a lightweight. It's not a full-size freezer. It's you know the how do I show you this? It's you know how you have dorm-size fridges, and then you have apartment-size fridges. This is a freezer that's the size of an apartment-size fridge. So it's bigger than your small, like 4 cubic foot dorm freezer, dorm-size freezer. but it's not a full size freezer. Trying to find one to show you. You know, it's like 6 or 7 cubic feet or something like that. So it's tall and skinny, but it's not a full size. It's full height, but not full size. More reasonable for my space availability. Because the problem right now is I'm running 5 freezers. I'm running 4 vertical freezers, dorm size freezers, 3 cubic feet. Here we go. You got that size and you got this size. So you guys can see what I'm doing. Yes. So here's your dorm size freezer. So it's the size of a dorm, like a college fridge, but it's a freezer. Okay. So you end up this. It's a freezer. Mine are a little bit bigger than this. I think they're 4 cubic feet. I think. But then you have the tall, skinny ones like this. Exactly like this. There you go. This is basically exactly what I have. I bought them a year and a half ago for $100 each. I bought one from one person, one from another person, and the idea is to replace the 4 vertical freezers with the 2 bigger vertical freezers. This is going to do 2 things. One, I'll only be powering 2 vertical freezers in one chest instead of 4 vertical freezers in one chest. So less electricity. Second, the 4 smaller freezers will go out of service. They'll sit on the shed in the shed out back. They will be there as a reserve. So, for example, if I get an unusually good deal on meat, for example, I could plug one of these in and fill it up. It also means that if one of these freezers were to fail for some reason, I can plug in 2 of the smaller ones and move all the food to the freezer, so I have a backup. So it'll save me power, reduce how much space in the house is consumed by freezers, and these should also be more efficient. They have thicker insulation, so they should use less energy overall as well as using less energy because I'm running 2 instead of 4. So I had the old freezer sitting right here on the table here. I haven't gotten up the oomph to try to carry it out back yet. I don't think I can carry it. I'm going to have to get the hand truck. I can pick it up, but I don't think I can carry it all the way out there without risk of tripping or falling. So I'm going to get the hand truck. It's all dried out now. I put a towel under it and let it melt everything out of it. So it's all dried. I'm going to clean it out with bleach so that it's basically mothball it. Put it in storage mode. And I'll put it out back on the shed and put covers over it so that the elements in the sun and stuff won't get to it. But I had to pick that one up, empty of course. I had to pick it up and put it on top of the little box, about 2 feet off the ground, maybe 18 inches off the ground. I couldn't do it. As hard as I tried, I was just short of enough oomph to be able to get it up on top of the box. And the space was too tight to tip it and wedge it up onto the box. I couldn't tip it enough because it hit the wall. So Michelle had to help me. Now, she can't lift much of anything, so I told her just lift what you can. And the little bit of extra she was able to apply was just barely enough to let us get the thing up on the shelf. So yeah, that was annoying. And actually now I just thought about how I could have lifted it with no problem. I'm an idiot. Well, it might not have worked because there's a shelf at the top. But I could have opened the door, put my hands inside the top of the freezer and lifted that way. That would have been a lot easier to lift. But there's a shelf at the very top with the controller on it, and there's only a gap about that big between that shelf and the top of the freezer, so I might not have been able to get my hands in there far enough to have the amount of leverage I would need. But either way, we got it up there. But that made me realize I really need to do something about muscle conditioning. I'm losing my muscle volume. I'm not as strong as I used to be, so I need to do something about that. So I'm going to try to design and print my own dumbbells. The trick is to make it watertight, to make it use as little plastic as possible. Is there a way to make solid water? Is there a way to, besides freezing, is there a way to make room temperature solid water? Because if I can make the water solid, not only would it be less likely to leak. Yeah, no shit. Getting older blows. Although, interestingly enough, all the problems I've had the last month, I haven't even turned on a 3D printer this month. I need to rein in my electric bill. I still haven't paid my bill from last month of $200. I got it down to $200. So I stopped everything. I haven't turned on a printer in a month. But now that we're getting warm weather, I should be able to print. Exactly. I know I can mix gelatin in with it. But I also need whatever I mix in with it to be spawn of Satan lethal. I need to make sure nothing's going to grow in the water. So, it's not going to become rotten. So my concern with using gelatin is that it's going to turn rotten. So the question is there a way for me to mix something with water to make it a semi-solid that's also not going to foster the growth of bacteria, mold, stuff like that? It's not a big deal, but I'm wondering if there's a way to do that. Because ideally, I want to use water. Because sand is tricky. You don't want to use dirt. You need to use sand. And if the person doesn't have access to sand, yeah, that's what I was thinking. If I could add a little bleach or chlorine or something to it. What are you doing, weirdo? Come here. Yeah. Good boy. Weirdo. Probably let another mouse go. But is plaster of Paris more expensive than just buying sand? Yeah, it costs more money than just buying sand. I'm looking for an option cheaper than sand. Yeah, see, I could buy 7 pounds of sand for $6, and that's shipped on Amazon. While the plaster is $8, almost $9. So at that point, you just buy sand, especially since you could probably buy it locally. I'm betting that I can buy sand at Walmart. Yep. Let's see. Here's 0.5 cubic feet. Well, Home Depot and Lowe's are 50 miles away, so that's not an option, sadly. Back in Pennsylvania, Home Depot was, half a mile away. This says half a cubic foot. How much is that? I have no idea how much half a cubic foot is. How much does half a cubic foot of sand weigh? It says it on the bag, but I can't see it. There we go. Zoom in. Zoom, enhance. Rotate, invert, enhance. Uh, 14 liters? Doesn't tell me the weight. 14 liters is more than the volume of the 3 sets of dumbbells, so a $5 bag of sand would probably be sufficient. In fact, it might do more than one set. Now, how heavy is sand? So that is 101 pounds per cubic foot. So a half a cubic foot of sand should be that's a 50-pound bag? Really? That seems like a lot. No, this is a 50-pound bag, and it's $30. This 42-ounce bag is $5. Again, 50-pound bag, $26. So that can't be right. Why are these numbers so different? How many liters is this? I know. What I need to know is how many liters is this? Okay, so this will fill 18 square inches, 3 inches deep. That's 9 by 9 by 3. 9 times 9 is 8. No. That's 9 by 3. By 3. 9 times 3. No. What? 18 square inches is almost nothing. That doesn't make any sense. 18 square inches would be a 9 by 2. Because 2 times 9 is 18, and then 3 inches deep. But this says the bag measures 20 inches by 30 inches by 4 inches, which is substantially bigger than that. How could the bag of sand be bigger than the area it fills? And yet this here says sand is 101.8 pounds per cubic foot. Well, okay, a cubic foot's pretty big. Well, no, it's not. A cubic foot is 12 by 12 by 12. There's no way a 50-pound bag, 101 pound, fits in 12 by 12 by 12. A 12-inch square cube is not 100 pounds. This is wrong. So, something is wrong here. Either my brain is not processing what I'm looking at correctly, or something is wrong. I asked Google. It says specific weight or unit weight of sand. According to the U.S. customary measurement system, Dry weighs 1.631 grams per cubic centimeter. This density is equal to 101.8 pounds per cubic foot. There is no way a 12 by 12 by 12 inch cube of sand is 100 pounds. Although it says sand is heavier than water. Yeah, this one here says 100 pounds, 45 kilograms per cubic foot. You see, I hate when manufacturers no. That's not quite as logical as you think. Sand might be denser than water, but sand doesn't perfectly fill the volume it's in because there's space between the sand granules. So part of your sand mass is air. So while sand is denser than water, it's not impossible for something to be less dense than water in effect while still sinking. So when you fill a volume with matter, it's not perfect. That matter, like this might be denser than water. Obviously, it is denser than water. But if I filled a container like this with these, the density is not this. The density is this plus all the air around it. So while this would sink in water, this filled with this might float because you have all the air around it. This is not going to perfectly fill, but that we're not doing a one-to-one. We're filling a volume with sand, which means some of that volume is air. But even with that, sand is still denser than water, even with the air. Why do they do this? Okay. The one where I need to know the mass, it doesn't tell me the mass. This here, 0.5 cubic feet. It gives me volume. But then this, where I need the volume, it doesn't give me volume, it gives me mass. No, a 12 by 12 by 12 is 100 pounds. According to this. Right here it says a cubic foot is 101.8 pounds. This says the same thing. 100 pounds per cubic foot. 1,631 kilogram per cubic meter. Doesn't tell you. Dry, it just says 1.6 kilograms per liter. Seeing 5 gallons to liters. That's 18.9 liters. So 19 liters times 1.6 is 31.5 kilograms times 2.2 is 69 pounds. So a 5-pound bucket weighs 70 pounds. But a 5-pound bucket is bigger than 12 by 12 by 12. It's not. A 5-gallon bucket's only 0.66 cubic feet. What? Look at this idiot. The volume of one 5-gallon bucket is equal to 0.76 square feet. Square feet isn't volume, you dipshit. Okay, if it's 10 to 12 inches in diameter, then a 12 by 12 cube won't fit inside of it. Huh. I for some reason I had in my mind that a 5-gallon bucket was pretty big. Guess it's not. Yeah, I mean a 10-gallon aquarium would be 2 5-pound buckets. I guess I just had a bad visualization in my head about how big this was. Okay, so if sand, we're gonna just round it to 1.6 kilograms per liter. So I need a third of a liter to be 1 pound. So I need 300 cc's, roughly, for a 1 pound weight, which means I would need right around 900 to 1,000 cc's for a 3 pound weight. No. So yeah, because sand is denser, yes. And then I would need 1.5 1,500 cc's for a 5 pound weight. So that would be approximately 600 plus 3 pounds would be roughly 900, so 1,800, 1,800 plus 5 pounds would be about 1,500, so 3,000. So I need 5.4 liters of sand to create a full weight set. And this is 14 liters. I'm going to get whatever's the cheapest, and the cheapest is this brown natural paver sand. My guess is that the density difference between them is negligible enough that I don't have to worry about it. So this 5 pound bag should be enough sand to create 3 full weight sets. Since I need approximately 5.4 liters, let's call it 5 liters of sand, because you got the weight of the plastic too. So I need about 5 liters of sand to make a 6-piece weight set of 1, 3, and 5 pounds, 2 each. This is 14 liters, which is almost enough to make 3 full sets. I need 15 liters to make 3 full sets. The total weight of the plastic, I'm hoping to keep it under half a kilogram, which means they could do... Well, the problem with water is that I have to make it watertight. if there's any leak at all, well, you're going to lose the water. Sand is not going to leak out. So yes, I'm going to try water first, but I need to make the weights larger to use water. So if it's 1.6 kilograms per liter, water is 1 kilogram per liter. So I design for sand, and then I increase the size 66%. And that will be the same weight for water. So yeah, design for sand, and then increase the size 66%. But I have to increase the size without increasing the size of the bottle cap thread. So I gotta separate the bottle cap thread, increase the size 66%, and then add the bottle cap thread again. Because obviously the bottle cap isn't going to change in size. But yeah, I would like to try to use water because water's free. Well, technically it's not free, but it's so ungodly cheap. 16 pounds of water. 18 pounds of water is what, 2 gallons? Not even. Is it? Yeah, 2 gallons. It's like 8 pounds a gallon, I think. I guess start off with a sphere. Sphere volume calculator. So if I make the radius, okay, so the handle is going to be 60 millimeters. Let's say I make 150 millimeters, so it's a 75 millimeter radius. Okay, 1.77 times 10 to the 6th, that's wrong, which means I'm using the wrong units here. I need liters. Units. Millimeters. 75. Calculate. Ow. That can't be right. A 150 millimeter sphere is 1.7 cubic millimeters? 1.7 million cubic millimeters? Oh, yeah, duh. It's millimeters. So, this will be centimeters. How do I convert that to liters? I want the output to be liters. How do I make the output liters? I don't need to enter all the values. This doesn't make sense. Oh, because this is doing partial. Diameter in centimeters, 7.5. Height of liquid. Height of liquid is 100%. That'd be 15 centimeters. I want liters. Correct. Less than or equal to diameter. Oh, it wants diameter, not radius. There we go. Okay. So a 15 centimeter or 150 millimeter sphere will be 1.76 liters. I need half a liter. No, we're designing for sand, which is 1.6 kilograms per liter. 1 pound to kilograms. Hey, red light. So I need 0.45 kilograms. So I need half a kilogram. So I need each sphere to be a quarter kilogram. Okay. So a quarter kilogram. Oh, this is so complicated. I need 1/4 kilogram of sand. That's going to be 2 of those will be 1 pound. I probably don't even need that much because the handle's going to hold a substantial volume. Wait a minute, I got an idea. STL volume. It's not a pure sphere. Do any of the does like Prusa Slicer tell me the volume? Okay. So we know that a 15 centimeter sphere is 1.76 kilograms, 1.76 liters. So that's see, I hate this. Give me the goddamn things. Okay, there is a 150. I'm trying to build a weight set. Grand Lottie Snicket. Come here, Grand Lottie Snicket. Downloads. Sure. Okay, does any of this... Here it is, volume. So, I can get volume out of Prusa. And you can see it's pretty close. Because this is not a perfect sphere, it's a polygon. It's actually slightly smaller than a perfect sphere. 1.75. It says 1.75. And we know it's supposed to be 1.76, which means close enough. And this is in liters. So if I use you know, the decimal places here, it's measuring in liters. So it's probably cubic millimeters. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1.7 million. So yes, this is cubic millimeters. So this is 1.7 liters. Okay, so okay. Let's see. Sand calculator. Excuse me. Don't disobey me again. The fuck is this? Sand calculator. No, this is not what I want. I don't need to calculate how much sand I need. I need to calculate the volume of a known mass of sand. Okay. Okay. What was the 1.66? Sand is 1.66 kilograms per liter. I need... So I don't need this. We are, I want to build a set of dumbbells. I want to see if I can do it so cheap that it would be cheap enough for me to print them in vase mode and fill it with sand. Okay. I need 0.45 kilograms. .45 kilograms to liters. No, that's going to be water. I need 1/3 of a liter, so I need okay. You know something? How big are you? Okay. That's pretty close. I need about a little over 300,000 cubic millimeters. Which means by the time I clip the ends, this will probably be about the right size. Okay. So that's actually pretty close. Okay, so especially once I clip off the ends. So 175. is probably closer to the right size. Now, import our closed cubic. Oh, by the way, if you guys have difficulty with importing a model into Tinkercad because the model is too many triangles or it's too complex, come into Prusa Slicer, import your model into Prusa Slicer. Now right click the model and there's an option for Simplify Model. Just set it for high, apply, and that will reduce the number of triangles. You can see how that affects it. Right now the file is 10 megabytes. Now if I, hey, don't you dare turn off. Now if I export this, you can see now it's 340 kilobytes. And there's virtually no quality difference. It just gets rid of all the crap you really don't need. It's a very, very useful way of getting what seems like a complex model into Tinkercad. Did it fail to import? Yes, it did. Doesn't usually fail like that. It usually gives an error. Use file. We'll grab the new one that I made, which is a whole lot smaller. There we go. See? Now I have my soda bottle cap model that I can bring into Tinkercad. Now the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to put this on this plane right here, if it'll let me. Not level. Huh. I hate when this fucking box pops up right on top of what you're working on. Oh, that's an angle. Duh. Ah, but that's a flat surface. Right there. Actually, I better do it right. There we go. Now we grab this end and no, we want this gone. Go. Really? Why are you grabbing? See, why is it grabbing that? Why does it insist on grabbing? Why does it insist on grabbing this? I just wanted to grab these two pieces. That's a bug in Tinkercad that is so annoying. Bring it down to ground level. Okay. Now, we need to put a cylinder inside of this. Come on. 9.92. 9.92. We just need to fill that in. I need to make it a hair bigger. There we go. Nothing sticking out the sides. Nope. Now we have a manifold object that is all solid because we're going to print it in vase mode. I'll have to do this part at 0.1 millimeters. This will print fine, but this is sketchy for vase mode. Although it is a 1 millimeter extrusion. As long as I do like a 0.1 millimeter for this portion, it'll be fine. Okay. So now I need to add this to one end of this model. So the first thing I'm going to do is chop the bottom. Do 12. Good to me. We have a nice flat bottom to work with. Why don't you acknowledge me pressing enter? I hate that so much. All right, center. Now I need to bring this down until asshole. It fully intersects. And that looks like it intersect there. Yeah, but I can't have that at the bottom there. Yeah, that needs to go away. How do I fix that? It's not centering properly. I don't have a common center. It's an ovoid. That's a problem. I need to keep part of the original object. Let's extend this a little bit. Get these two joined together. Okay. Now I should be able to correctly center them. Center, center. Okay. Why does it have to be complex? Does he have other shapes? Something round. He's only got these stupid square ones. See if we can find a round one. There we go. There's a round one. That's what I need. Okay. Files. 20 millimeters is fine. Okay. Bring it into Prusa Slicer. Oh, really? You gotta be knurled. That's okay. Let's see. Simplify model. Apply. Export. Place it. Yes. Okay. Get rid of you. Import. Round one. There we go. Okay, so now I need to... Oh, see, that's not printable. That can't print. Why would you do that? Why would you design it with a flat bottom like that? That's literally not printable. That's what we call a broken model. This cannot be printed. What I need to do is get rid of it up to here. What I gotta do is bring something like this in, shrink it down, bring it up here. I need to intersect the model, just like that. Okay. Bring it up a little bit. That is good enough. Now I need to get to here. Yes, that should work. Yep, that's working. Over to there. Now, what I need to do is make this a solid. Make this a duplicate hollow and cut it from this. So now you can see this is now a cut. You can see it's got the cutout inside of the model. But we need to get rid of the inside. Okay. Ah, come on! All this crap popping up getting in my way. So we need to enlarge until we get rid of all of the inside of the model. That should do it. Nope. This needs to be a hollow. This needs to be a solid. Going this with this. There we go. Now I have this guillotine that I will then use to erase all this crap that I don't need. Come on. Raise up. Okay. Now I need to get rid of this chunk. So Control D. Raise it up higher. A little too high. No, that's actually about right. So I need to make this a solid now. I need to get rid of a chunk of it. There we go. Okay. Bring you there and bring you down a bit. And down a little more. Okay. Turn you back into a solid. Join you with this. Make you into a hole again. See you later, Colin. Oh, but I need this chunk going. Control D. Move you down. Let's get rid of what I got rid of so far. There we go. Now I just need to get rid of this little chunk right here. Let's bring our tool back up again. There. There, that gets rid of all of it. What a pain. Down just a hair. Make you into a solid. There. That looks pretty good. I'm okay with that. That's close enough. A certain part of the lip of the model was flat, which means it's not going to print correctly. So I had to get rid of that flat part, and now the exposed part is an angle, which means that will print okay. This doesn't have to be a model of perfection. Now this is not good. What I really need is for this to be a cone. God, it keeps getting in my way. Do oh, for Christ's sake, come on. 33. Seriously? How did you think I typed? 33. Okay. I'm sure I need 24 by 24. Stop selecting everything on the screen. See, why does it keep selecting that? Why does it keep doing that? Get the fuck out of my face. There's such an annoying bug. But it's a free tool. Shouldn't complain about free. Okay. Oh, now we have errors. God almighty, come on. Now it's introducing errors in the model? Seriously? Oh, I got more errors. Where did they come from? Huh. Where did all those errors come from? Where are all these glitches? Alright, how about we get rid of them? Jesus Christ. Away. It needs to be bitten. Something's begging to be bitten. Oh, I can't do that. Okay. It won't be a center anymore. On 20. So I need this. I need the height to be 20, top radius 12, bottom radius to be whatever. 20. And then increase the number of sides. This will be my new center. Okay. That and this. Center, hold this steady. There and there. Now, take this and chop it off. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. This needs a larger top radius. Let's make it 13. Too big. 12.1. 12.2. That looks pretty close to me. Okay. Now we take a cylinder. Come on. Come on. 33 tall. 24 by 24. Take this and this. Center on this. There we go. That should make it a solid. And of course it's trying to select this other goddamn piece. Stop doing that! It's so annoying. I don't understand the rules of why it tries to do that. Okay. Any glitches? No, it looks solid. Oh, I see a glitch. Nope, that's not a glitch, it's a face. Why? What the hell? Okay, I gotta fix that. Well, the thing is, I only have to do it once. Once I do it once, then no one else ever has to do this. It's part of the enjoyment of this. I didn't clip this correctly. That's hanging out in the wind. So I need to fix that. Why would you do that? And this is mostly because I'm not skilled enough to make my own threads. So I'm trying to hack someone else's model into my model. And that's not the fault of anything except me. Okay, so we need this to be like that. Then we need this to be like that. Now we start dicking around with rotation until we can lop off that piece in such a manner that it doesn't cause me any grief. So, something like that. Why is that so weird? Oh, I got a flat edge that's not supposed to be there. This is supposed to be gone. Yeah, this little lip is supposed to be gone. That is my bad. I'm not getting rid of that. But I think I can get it close enough. If I can get the error small enough, it'll disappear in resolution. Meaning the printer simply won't be able to print the glitch. So the glitch will go away. And need a little more rotation. I just need to get rid of most of it. There we go. There. And that little lip right there is so small, it should just not resolve at a 1mm extrusion. This is something I just failed to notice when I clipped it. See, now the errors I'm making... Uh-oh. It doesn't like what I did. Uh-oh. There it goes, it got it. So at this point, something's up with the model. It's getting too complex. What you do is you export the model, and then you re-import the model, and that gets rid of all the history. So now it's a dumb solid model again. Make this one yellow. Hold D, but in case I do want to modify it, I'll save it as an... Oh, wait a minute, is it the import? Yeah. So I'll save this in case I do want to make changes to that later. So we take, really? Oh my ass. Then take this, align them on this, and that gets rid of all that complexity. Why can't I delete it? There it goes. All right, so now this model is now a simple model, and we should have no problem merging it now. There you go, no problem. So there, I got rid of that piece that was sticking out. Technically, this needs to be gone, but that is below the resolution threshold of the printer, so it shouldn't matter. It should go away. Now, all these cuts I've been making, the stuff I've been doing, well, this cone is to allow me to interface it with my models. I had to do that first because this is eccentric. This model here is eccentric. If you look at it from above, you can see it's thicker over here than it is here. That's because of the threads make it eccentric, and that means it does not have a common center. This cone is bigger than the model, so the cone has a common center. So now I can actually center this on other shapes. All the cuts that I made was in order to get rid of portions of the model that violate the rules of vase mode. Technically, this needs to go away too. But I believe this is below, not only is it a top surface, but it's below the resolution threshold of a 1mm nozzle. So I think I can get away with that. We're going to try it, but I think I can get away with that. If we see a gap there, then we'll know that's bigger than a millimeter. We'll have to figure it. I'll go make dumbbells. 1 pound, 3 pound, 5 pound dumbbells for physical therapy. So now I take my finished shape, which is now solid, and I bring it up here, center it, and I bring it down until it intersects my cone. Right there. There. Now my shape and this shape overlap. Now I can join them. There. Now theoretically, this model should be approximately 300,000 cubic millimeters, which should be approximately 1 pound or 0.45 kilograms when filled with sand. I'll have to make it 66% bigger to make a water model. So let's do that now. Now the trick here is I can't just make this 66% bigger, because that's going to make the threads 66% bigger. I have to separate it, and then I have to take this model and make it 66% bigger. So we are 60 times 1.66. I need to make it 99. Which might be too big. Wow, that's a big difference. I wonder if I'm doing the math wrong on that. In theory, this will be the size I need for water. This will be the size I need for sand. The difference between water and sand is not that much. Okay. I'm multiplying by 1.66 since 1,000 cubic centimeters of water is 1 kilogram, but 1,000 cubic millimeters of sand is 1.66 kilograms. So I need, is that the correct math? I need the volume to be 66% larger. But so that probably doesn't equal what I think it does. Okay, hang on. Yeah, I'm probably compounding the math. So 0.3 times 1.66. So I need it to be half a liter. Okay? That's actually easier to do than you think. Prusa slicer. Wrong box. I need this box. I need this object. Yeah, this is 1.45 liters. So I just have to keep shrinking this until I get volume hasn't changed. That doesn't make sense. Volume has to change. These are locked. Volume is not changing. Why would volume not change? It is changing. I have to deselect the model and reselect the model. Okay, so let's go 75. Deselect, reselect. Okay, 670. $513, 65, 410. It's going to be about 69. Yeah, 491. So 69.5. Deselect, reselect. There we go. Actually, we need 0.49, so 69 will be good. So we need to make the model 69 millimeters in diameter. We'll take this, 69. That's the correct size model for water. Now we take this. Come on, don't do that. Because this piece has to stay the same size or a bottle cap won't thread on it. So now what I do is I bring this up until our cone intersects. There we go. This will be 1 pound of sand. This will be 1 pound of water, approximately, roughly. Okay. 1 pound sand. Export STL. This is 1 pound water. Export STL. Not as big a difference as I thought. It's definitely bigger, but not as much as I thought it would be. I can definitely get rid of this now. I don't need it. That will simplify my workspace quite a bit. So we're going to make this one sand colored and leave this one watercolored. So water, sand. So if I need to increase the size to 3 pounds, I need 3 times the volume. So do I divide it per dimension? So 3 times the volume would be 33% larger? See, the dimensions compound. Hey, 3D Medic. And I don't know I don't fundamentally understand the correlation between the compounding dimensions. So let us go back to, so this needs to be 1.5 liters. So if I take, let's see if I did the math right. If I take 69 times 1.3, that's 89.7. 89.7. And now let's verify if it gives me the right value. No, that only gives me 1 liter. It's not 33%. Is it half? 69 times 1.5. So it's 1/2 in order to double. Make it 103.5. 103.5. Select. Close. This probably needs to be 100. Yeah, 1.49. Okay, so what gets me 100? 69 times 1.45? Yeah. So it's 45% to get 300%? That's weird. I think I just don't understand the correlation between the values. Now, once we go to 3 pounds, as you can see, we're going to have to start adding ends onto it. Otherwise, we're going to get too big. Okay. Okay. That finished exporting? Yes. There we are. Sand and water. Okay. I guess the next thing to do is to try printing them. See if they print correctly in vase mode. And see if it's watertight. So that means I guess we will print the water one first. This is all wrong. No, this is my... I think this is okay. Oh, wait a minute. Let me, recent projects. Pegs. Discard. Okay. Delete all that. Import the new water. It's 500,000 cubic millimeters, which is half a liter, which should be 1 pound of water. Or close to 1 pound. I don't care if it's off by a little. Print settings. Perimeters, 1. Spiral mode. Solid layers. I want... What? Let's top. So we will do 4 4 bottom layers. Layer height 0. We're going to do 0.4. Okay. Oh, I can't use... I can try it, but I might not be... I think I'm going to have to just do the whole thing at 0.2. Because I can't do variable layer height in vase mode in Prusa Slicer. I can only do that in... Simplify 3D. Okay, that does create a failure. Oh man, why do you gotta be so hard? As you can see, we do have a failure here. This all looks good, except for this part here. So that gap is bigger than 1 millimeter. See how we have a gap here? So I gotta get rid of this flat edge. This flat edge has to go. But the rest of it looks okay. This looks smooth. This little lip that we have here, that did disappear in resolution. So that's gone. We don't have to worry about that. Looks like the only thing I got to do is fix this. So if I get rid of that chunk that we don't need there, then I should be able to correct it. So I got to delete from here. Oh, for Christ's sake, it is so touchy. I delete from there all the way to here, where it splits. Okay. But otherwise, looks okay. Yeah, it otherwise looks like it'll print okay. Now for sand, this will be fine, but I still need to get rid of that lip there. So we're going to do that to the base model here. See how we got this flat lip right here? So I have to erase from here around to here where it becomes not a flat lip anymore. So all this part of the thread has to go. It cannot be flat like that. Oh man. So we're going to put a block like this. So first we need to get the right position. We need that. Okay. Okay. You can see where we run into problems. Yeah, this is starting to chunk away. Portions of the model that we don't want to get rid of. So I can lift this. That's our minimum. And that's about what we can do there. Okay. So I need to Control D. Control you make you a solid. Make you a duplicate and a hollow. And nope, wrong one. Hide you. You and you. Okay, now I turn you hollow. Now I drop you into place. Okay, that gets rid of that chunk. I unhide. How are you doing, 3D Medic? Are you going to Rocky Mountain Murph? Now I need to bring it over for the next segment. There we go. That will get me my next segment. Control D. Bring you over here. Why can't I move this? Please stop disobeying me so I don't have to bite you or eat you. Because I will. Okay. That. Okay. Now we need to bring this up here. shape it to that. Need to bring this up here. Shape it to that. This needs to be a solid. This needs to be a solid. This needs to be a Control D, hollow, Control D again. One of them joins with this. One of them joins with this. These go back to being hollows. And then we lower them into position. Extend there. And up. Come on, flip. Thank you. You extend to there. And that little bit should get erased by resolution. That should be it. Yes. All right. That little bit will get erased from the resolution. We can't resolve that. Now I do need to do... Oh, I need to do one more thing here. I need to chop that. So if I Control D this and drag it out here, and unhook it, get rid of that. Okay. This, chop off this little bit right there. And right there. Now I should... Come on. Need to shorten this. Need to bring it up here. Shape it to the cylinder. Make it a solid. Control D, hollow, join. Make it hollow again. Now I need to bring it back down. Come on, where's the arrow? God damn arrow. There. That should do it. Pain in the butt, but you only have to do it once. Come on, stop grabbing the rest of the crap. Look at this. Why does it insist on grabbing the rest of the model? It kept trying to grab the model there for some reason. Okay, so this should... Let's verify this is vase mode compatible by exporting it. And this is 1 pound water 1. Go back to here, delete you. Stop. Oh, we got 2 windows. 1 pound water 1. Slice. Let's see if it looks vase mode happy. Yes. That looks vase mode happy. There is still a little bit here. Yeah, I got a little bit of a gap there, but I think that'll be okay. That might be a problem. That's technically a gap that might not be watertight. We'll see. That might be okay. Otherwise, we look okay. Ooh, what is that? How did that happen? How is this bulging here? Why is it bulging there? I don't get why it's doing that. That shouldn't be there. What does that look like in here? Looks like a glitch. Would you fucking come down? God damn it. Why does the resolution shrink so much when it does that? Oh my god. Oh, there is a lip there. Why is that there? It's an angle, but it's right on the threshold. Why is that even there? Oh, is this the part that bulges out to touch that flange inside the bottle cap? That's gonna be hard to fix. Very, very hard to fix. I mean, I could just go to 0.1 millimeters and that would fix it. I guess the question is, do I even need that? That's annoying. The easiest thing to do would be to get rid of it a little bit. Just destroy a little bit of it. So take this, sides, short, Control D, make that a hollow, select the other one. '21 and 21. Why are you agitating me? This needs to be 5. This needs to be 5. 21, 21, 20, and 20. I should be able to take this and this, center them, join them, turn that into a hole, center it. And then we just enlarge. So we get rid of a little bit of that thing in the center there. Why is my pull disappearing? Oh, I hate that. Okay. That will shrink that a little bit, which should get me within the... Oh, I need to go down a little bit. Oh. Oh. Weird. I need to bring this... Where's my fucking arrow? Right there. Now what I need to do is... Why won't it move? Move. It is moving. It's moving such a tiny amount I can't even see it. Oh, that is so aggravating. You see, it barely moves. Because they're scaling how much it moves based on how much you're zooming in. Oh, Tinkercad. Oh, Tinkercad. I wish to bite thee. I want to chomp your throat. Okay, Control D. First of all, I should be able to... This one and this one. Join. I'll take this and make it a solid. This and go this way. That gets rid of that. That should be good. This and this. Join it. Turn it back into a hollow. Lower it down. There we go. Okay. Oh, I got to do double. Doesn't go all the way. Okay. Control D. We're gonna this one and this one. Join it. Now we need to chop off more of this. Make that orange again. Come on. Why do you gotta be such a ball buster? Okay. We're gonna do this. And now I should be able to bring this down more. Come on. Oh, I need a little more. Gotta keep because it's a spiral. I gotta keep chopping away at it. Get rid of the parts that interfere with what I'm trying to do. There we go. Yay! Got it all, finally! And it's trying to grab the other goddamn model again. You piece of shit, go out there! You see how it keeps trying to grab the third model? I still don't understand the rules that Tinkercad is following that causes it to do that. There we go. There we go. That's nice and gentle. This is a little, this part here is a potential issue. See how it's really, really flat there? We really, really don't want that to be flat there. I know, but I shouldn't have to. It's not in the box that I'm creating. And it changes. It's variable, so I have to constantly move it around to get it out of my window that it's trying to pick. It's just, it's really annoying. I do want to get rid of a tiny bit of this, just to really make it nice. So if we go down a little bit, then come out a little bit. I just want to chop off a little bit of this. What direction are you going? What Euclidean plane are you using to move this? There we go. There we go. Just chop off a tiny bit of that. Let's go up just a hair. Just to get that, to get it below the resolution threshold of the printer. I got a little tiny bit I want to chop off right there. I need to rotate this just a little bit this way. Just to clip off that little bit. There we go. Much better, okay. I consider that acceptable. It's only selecting what I want. There. Now we don't have that overt flat edge right there. that was creating a tiny gap. This little bit is below printer threshold. Dixon Hoffman, retired from what? What were you doing? So now we export this as an STL, probably 1 pound water too, and then we import it again to keep it as a simplified file so it doesn't get overly complex for Tinkercad. There it is. Now I can delete the old one. This should be much more printable. Let's verify that in here. Okay. Nice. There you go. We got nice clean lines here. We got a nice clean overlap. You can see all that extra detail is gone because it's below the resolution threshold. We have no vase mode gaps. That is looking good. Electrical engineer, nice. Now I'm confident that that will print in vase mode without any issues. I don't see no gaps. I don't see no tears. I don't see no wiggles that I don't like. We have little glitches, but those are below the resolution of the printer. So as you can see in the slice here, they disappear. If you look here, that's nice and clean. But if you look here, see we have like this little glitch here. We have this little tip sticking out right here. But that tip, that little lip right there is below the resolution of the printer. So when you slice it, it disappears. Little things like that you can get away with if you know what you're doing. You can just ignore that. I mean, I could go through the work of getting rid of this lip, and I probably should. That lip shouldn't be there. But it's below the resolution of the printer, so I don't care. The slicer is happy, therefore I am happy. Dummy. You know you can't call me. Oh, yuck. Okay. Now I take this, split it, this, split it, this, duplicate it twice. Really? 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 That's what you want to do? Dumbass. I grab these two, and all I do is take this, and three-dimensionally align them on this one. So there, there, and there. And now take this, hide it, delete that one, and we take this one, align on this one in 3 dimensions. There we go. Hide that one, delete the old one, unhide the new ones, join them together. Join that one, join that one. And there we go. We now have a 1 pound sand and a 1 pound water weight. Let's delete all the old files. Let's get rid of all of you. Export 1 pound water. And change this to sand. And export 1 pound sand. Okay. Now we delete this. And we bring in 1 pound of water. And we slice it. Okay. That looks perfectly clean. I don't see no glitches. Nothing sticking out. That all looks clean. Let's check the other side. That all looks clean. Here you can see that little lip right there. but it still overlaps with the rest of the print. So that should not create a gap. I could go in and fix that, but I really don't think I need to. It's a 1mm extrusion. The resolution should overlap and take care of that. In theory, that should work. Oh, am I printing this at 1mm? I might not be. Printer settings. Extrudes. One extruder, I don't need that. Extruder 1. Layer height limits. Nozzle diameter 1. Okay. Where's my extrusion width? Multiplier 1. This is already set up for PETG, which is already loaded into the printer. Advanced. Where is the extrusion width? I got the nozzle diameter. Where's extrusion width? This is layer height. We're gonna leave it at 0.2 for everything. Where is extrusion width? That's the print bed. Well, what am I missing here? Where's extrusion width? That's layer height. Advanced? Extrusion width, 1mm. Okay, so we are set to 1mm, which is what I want. Okay. That should do it. This should successfully print. Okay, export. Wait, where's my memory card? Right here. Oh, that hurt. There is the adapter. Where is the reader? I guess I can use this. Where's my adapters? These adapters. And this plugs into this. And now the SD card can be read by USB-C. Plug this in here. USB drive, FAT32, that should be fine. Okay. Export. USB drive. We're going to call this the 1 pound. Well, which one is this? This is the water one, yeah. Water. PTG. Anything else I need to add? No, 1 pound water PETG. Save. Now, we delete this, put the 1 pound sand in there. There it is. Okay, slice. See if it looks good. Yes, I do not see any problems. That looks clean to me. Yep, this one, the little lip totally goes away. Yeah, right there. That little tiny lip right there just merges right in. That's fine. Okay, export. This is going to go to USB drive. Water, we're going to change that to sand. Save. And this is only going to use 31 grams of filament for the 1 pound sand one. And it's going to use 41 grams for the large one. Now, oh, wait a minute. I'm doing 0.2 millimeter layers, so I need more bottom layers. Oh, I forgot that. Let's do 8 bottom layers. Yeah, I forgot. Since I'm only doing a 0.2 millimeter layer height, I need more bottom layers. Derp. That was almost a boo-boo. This is the sand. This is the water model. Water. This 42 grams of plastic. Import the sand model. Reslice that with 8 bottom layers. Export. And 31.79. So 32 and 42 grams of plastic. That's incredible. That means these are going to cost. How many could I make? 10 would be 300. I can make 30 of these. So I can make 15 sets with 1 kilogram of plastic. And I can get plastic for $11 a kilogram. So 11 divided by 15. So 73 cents to make each set of 1 pound. So the total should be under $5. It should be about $4 to make. It depends on, well, the 5 pounder might be pretty big, but I'm thinking I'm gonna meet my criteria of $5 in plastic. So I should be able to print 2 full sets. In theory, we'll have to see how big the 5 pounders get. I should be able to print 2 full sets per kilogram of plastic. What I'll do is I'll print them in different colors. So you can identify which one you're messing with by color. Okay. That should do it. And now I just have to design a new model for because I won't be able to use a simple bar like that. I will have to I won't be able to make it a simple thing like this for 3 pounds and 5 pounds. It'd have to be really big. So I'll have to put balls on the end to increase the volume without increasing the size of the center. And so I'll probably just take this exact model, just add balls on the end. But they'll have to be slightly ovalized balls, at least one end will be, in order to allow me to transition to the cap so that you can fill it with water or sand. But yeah, that's it. I think that'll work pretty good. Back here, I'm not missing anybody. That's it. I'm gonna go load this onto the printer and start printing these and see how it does. Am I losing power or gaining power? 97% I'm gaining power. Good. This power supply is only 30 watts, which is barely enough to charge this computer. But, that's it. I'm going to print out the 1 pound set. I'm going to see if it's watertight. I am concerned about the fact that I can't do variable infill and layer height in Prusa. So I may have to reslice these in Simplify 3D if it's not watertight. But I think 8 layers should end up with a 1 millimeter extrusion. Should end up being watertight. So I'm gambling that that's going to be watertight. We'll find out. The sand one will definitely be okay. The water one is going to be the tricky one as to whether it's watertight or not. Anything else? I think that's it. I think that's going to work. So I'm going to print these in bubblegum pink. Atomic 3D filament. Really nice. Yeah. I'm going to print these in bubblegum pink. And then I'll pick a different color for the 3-pound. And then a different color for the 5-pound. And once I verify the models are correct and that they print okay, I will post them to Thingiverse and Printables. I'll have the. This is not something I want to force people to pay for, so I'm going to make it both paid and free. I'll put it on my pay site, so if people want to help me out, they can buy them. But I'll also make it available for free on Printables and Thingiverse. So if you don't want to or can't afford to, you can download them for free. And I will go from there. That's it. Based on next week, I'll get my current electric bill. If it looks like I did a good job of reining in the electric, I'm going to start printing the blocks again. I'm hoping to get the bill down below 160 bucks. Then I can afford to pay the $30 to run that printer. And I can start printing the blocks because I want to get enough of these blocks printed so that I can actually build a little tiny structure at Rocky Mountain Murph. And I also got my flex plate for my window, so that I want to get back to printing 0.4 millimeter shed components for the cheaper shed. I'd like to bring a complete one of those to the event, even if it's a small one, like a 4-foot tall one. I would like to have a complete one to bring with me. I still need to strengthen the side-to-side joint. Top to bottom joint is good, but the side-to-side joint's a little weak in my opinion. So I want to fix that. And then I also need to figure out a door hinge. How I'm going to hinge the door on the 0.4 millimeter shed. I know how I'm going to do it on the big shed. That's easy. Just print a 6-inch round end on the block, and then the blocks themselves will become the hinges. So that's no problem. But the 0.4 millimeter shed is not 2-to-1. It doesn't have a 2-to-1 thickness ratio, so that same method won't work. So I got to figure out a different way of making a hinge for that one. I might just print a hinge, like literally print a hinge, and then glue it on. Use 3D glue to just literally glue the hinge right onto the plastic. Or print the hinge as part of the model. That's going to be harder though, because the hinge really can't be vase mode. Although, maybe it can be. I'll have to think about that. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. But I should be able to make the hinges nice and small and make the hinge pin just a piece of filament. You just take a piece of PETG and shove it in there. This way it'll be all 3D printed. I do still have to figure out a way to make a floor and a way to make a roof for the 0.4 millimeter one. The big one, I'm not going to 3D print the roof. I might 3D print the 2x4s for the runners. But the roof is either going to be melted plastic shingles or flattened PET sheets or solar panels. Lumi AI Genie. Never heard of it. Hang on. Lumi AI Genie. Luma AI Genie? A new way to create 3D models from texts. Oh. Interesting. Huh. Oh, but it's iPhone. Oh, but you could do it by the website as well? You don't have to use an iPhone? Okay. How about a dumbbell that I can't type anything? I can't type. Their website's broken. Isn't that cute? Here's the website, but I can't type anything. It creates a cursor, but it doesn't accept any input. You need text to 3D. I appear to be in the right spot, but it won't let me type anything. I'll have to figure that out. But right now it looks like it's not working. Genie text to 3D. There's a text box where obviously I'm intended to type something, but I can't type anything. Can I paste? Oh, I can paste. But why can I paste but not... I can't backspace either. But I can cut. No, it's just fucking broken is what it is. A dumbbell that is 3 pounds and filled with water. Let's see if it's smart enough to do that. Control C. Paste. Create. Really? You have to sign? Well, I'm not signing in with any of these. So I can't use this. I refuse to share login credentials between token sites. So I will not give this site my Apple ID, I will not give this site my Google ID, and I will not give this site my Discord ID. I insist on being able to create my own ID only with this site, so it is unique to this site. Because if I sign in with Discord, they're going to use my Discord email address to contact me, which I don't want. I will have a custom Luma Labs email address to contact me. So, yeah, that's not going to work. Let's see. And there isn't even a way to contact them? Team. Oh, email. Well, they have a straight email connection. So let's send them an email. You see, when I create a login for any, did it send? Yes, it sent. When I create a login for any particular site, that login is tailored specifically for that site. So you'll notice when I log into Tinkercad, my login is tinkercad@nereis.com. When I log into Google, it's google@nereis.com. When I log into Microsoft, it's microsoft@nereis.com. If I use Google Sign-In to connect to Luma, and either Luma or Google breaches my security and starts spamming me or something of that nature, I will have no way to distinguish whether it came from Google or Luma because they're sharing credentials. That's unacceptable. That's a breach of my security that I can't allow. I can't allow two entities to share the same credential path because then I can't distinguish between the two. So yeah, I do not do shared logins like that. I just don't. My security protocols don't allow that. I need a way of creating credentials that are unique to Luma so that I can identify and track anything that Luma does with my credentials. And I can't do that if I link it to another set of credentials because then they become intertwined. So yeah, I mean, that's unusual. You'll see that with Tinkercad, for example. How can I show that to you? Here? Yeah, log out. So to show you what I'm talking about, when you log in, you notice here it says you go to personal account. See how you got sign in with Google, sign in with Apple? Well, I can't use those because those would be sharing credentials and breaching my security. It would void my entire security protocol. So I have to use email or username, meaning I create a login distinct. See? Autodesk@nereis.com, because this used to be an Autodesk login. Now that's okay because Tinkercad is owned by Autodesk. So they are one and the same. So I need the ability to create a login. I have no interest in using your service if it has to void my entire security protocol system because you're too lazy to create a login system. Then don't require a login. Okay? If you're too lazy to make your own login system that doesn't require destroying my entire security system, then it's very simple. Don't require a login to use your service. You know? That's kind of messed up. But, you know, what are you going to do? Okay, so those are loaded. Hey, TRT Nordland, how are you doing? Onto an SD card, and I am going to print them. We're going to see how good a small footprint print sticks with the Nano polymer adhesive from Vision Miner. So far, I am absolutely blown away with their Nano polymer adhesive. It's working great. it's almost working too good. It's like, wow, what kind of dark magic is this stuff? But yeah, very impressive. So far, I have 0 complaints. I have printed 4 blocks on that printer without having to reapply the nanopolymer so far. So that's a win to me. Oh yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to one of my viewers. I don't know if he'll ever see this, but first let's make sure I'm not sharing my entire screen. I wanted to give that person a shout out. Here we go. Come on. It's Gmail. Just load it. Here we go. Hey, Joseph, thank you for signing up for my Ibotta what do you call that? Affiliate link, I guess. You know, you mentioned that you came from me, and so we each got $5. Thank you. A little reminder to Nick and Colin and Rocky and Andrew and Todd, you guys have signed up, but you haven't claimed an offer. So if you go in, and usually if you haven't been in the app in a while, there will be a you know, like a 25-cent any receipt option. So you pick that, and then you scan any receipt from that place, and it counts. Once you claim an offer, then I'll get the referral cash. I'll get the $5. But you have to actually use it. You got to claim an offer. So thank you. I appreciate that. And that is it. I will see you guys next week. I'm going to go print these. These shouldn't take that long to print. How long are these going to take to print? It's telling me 2.5 hours. I'm surprised it takes that long. It shouldn't. I can actually increase the print speed. I can easily go 200% because what is my volumetric flow? There should be feature type. Speed. Volumetric flow rate. Yeah, I'm only printing it. My maximum is 5.3, and I can go to 10 cubic millimeters, so I can double the print speed on the printer. Yeah, I started, I think, right around 10 o'clock. So almost 4 hours ago, 9:30, 10 o'clock I started. Let's see, when did I start? 3 hours ago. So, yeah, I don't know if I should start that earlier or should I start later. I'm not sure when the proper start time is. I normally started around noon back in Pennsylvania, which is why I try to start around 10 here. Just 10 o'clock here is the same as noon on the East Coast. So it keeps my start time about the same worldwide. But yeah, I want to go get these printed. I got some things I need to do today. I want to get this freezer. I want to get this outside because it's taking up half my damn desk. And then I want to clear the space and get the second freezer brought in. That one's going to be easy. All I got to do is walk it 4 feet inside the door and stick it there. I just got to clear everything out of that space that's currently taking up that space. Hey, Lightspeed, how are you doing? Because I still haven't fixed the electrical problem going to the lab. So I currently have no power. I guess I can run an extension cord from a known good outlet. That's just, extension cords are iffy. And this is a manufactured home. They are like tinder boxes if you catch something on fire. So fire is a really big concern of mine. So I actually have the breaker for that entire line of outlets shut down until I can fix that. But I have about 1.5 tons of stuff that's in the way from me properly getting to that outlet. I have to remove 2 shelving units that have about 1,000 pounds on each, plus the crates in front of it, and I got to find a place to put all that. Then I have to tear apart the wall and start doing exploratory surgery in the wall to find out where the break is in the line for that power. They were very cheap and lazy when they ran power in this place. So that line of power starts in the dining room, the table area of the kitchen. There's 2 outlets there on that breaker. And then the 2 outlets in my living room, or what I call my lab area, there's 2 outlets there on that breaker. There's 2 outlets in the pantry room, the 3rd bedroom, it's my pantry, on that breaker. And 1 outlet in Michelle's room on that breaker. And the outside outlet on that breaker. So you got this whole string run on that one breaker. And, it smelled like something was burning, and I heard sparking, sizzling sounds. So I said, fuck no, and nope, right out of that. And I turn that breaker off, and I'm not turning that on until I fix it. Because I no longer have house insurance. They basically raised the price almost 50%. They want $1,400 a year to insure this place. That's insane. It's a $50,000 house. The whole property is $50,000. But yeah, it would cost $50,000 or $60,000 to replace the house. To get another used mobile home around this age. But yeah, so I have the power turned off to that chunk of the house until I can figure out electrically what's wrong with that. And from the kitchen dining area back to the breaker seems okay. I don't have any problems with that. So I disconnected the wire at the kitchen outlet so that I can have those outlets turned on. But the rest of that string is now unpowered and is going to stay that way until I can move all that stuff, move all of the canned goods off the shelves, move the shelves, and then start cutting holes in the wall until I find where the whatever is wrong is. A loose wire, a broken wire, a mouse chewed on a wire, a squirrel chewed on a wire, I don't know. But there's something wrong with that run, and I do not want to risk powering that until it's safe. And sadly, there's no other outlets near there. All 3 outlets that are within reach of that lab bench are on the same circuit. I don't even use my Sony TV. I got that beautiful Sony OLED, and I don't use it because I can't use those outlets, and I don't want to risk having a permanent extension cord running the length of the house. And the last thing I need is Michelle to trip on a goddamn extension cord. That would suck. So yeah, maybe I'm just being hyper paranoid. I don't know. I just don't want to risk something bad happening. I took a bunch of Advil yesterday to stop my eyes from killing me. This blepharitis is driving me crazy. And if I let it get too far out of control, it doesn't allow me to sleep. So, I have to keep it under control or I don't get sleep. And, it doesn't hurt that bad, but it's enough of an ache to keep sleeping if I let it get out of control. And this week it got pretty bad. Whatever the crystalline stuff that comes out of your eyes is, it just ripped apart the skin around my eyes to the point where it was just pain. And the only way to get rid of it is to wash it. I have to wash my eyes with water. Problem is, when you're washing your eyes 7 or 8 times a day, it starts to dry out your skin, which makes the cracking and cutting worse. And so I finally said, okay, that's enough. I took 4 Advil. Advil's a temporary fix. It's an anti-inflammatory. I think it constricts the blood vessels in the area. It squeezes them down, I guess, which prevents me from leaking so much stuff. I can actually feel it, like the skin around my eyes feels a little tight. And I think it's because it's restricting the blood vessels, which stops it from doing what it does. But that's a temporary fix. I can't take 4 Advil every day. That would be unhealthy. So I try to do that as little as possible. I'm currently looking for some moisturizing cream that's eye safe. I only have one eye. A couple of my viewers gave me a couple ideas to try out. I'm going to contact them, make sure it's eye safe. Buddha butter and what was the other one? I have it saved here somewhere. Another one somebody showed me too. They're expensive as hell, but you need a tiny bit. So it'll last a long time. But something I can put on my skin that will stop my skin from drying out and prevent the mucus, the pus, or whatever it is that's coming out of my eyes from attacking my skin, because there will be a barrier there. The moisturizer will be there. I know it sounds oxymoronic, but if you wash your skin too much, it actually dries your skin out. What keeps your skin moisturized isn't water, because water evaporates. What keeps your skin moisturized is your oils. The oils trap the moisture in the skin so it can't evaporate out. And when you're washing your skin constantly, especially our nasty water here, although I tried using bottled water, it doesn't make a difference. When you wash your skin constantly, you never allow those oils to establish, and your skin begins to actually dry out and crack, and it's nasty. My skin is all rough now, almost like it was windburned, even though I don't even go outside. That's just because the water and whatever it is that's coming out of my eyes is attacking my skin. It's yeah, you ever wake up in the morning, you got the eye boogies, and you get that little crystal thing that you pull out of the corner of your eye? Well, I have that covering my eye. And when that stuff dries, it's crystalline with very sharp edges. If you look at it under a microscope, it looks like razor blades. Well, when that stuff dries, that crystalline structure cuts your skin. It irritates your skin. It's an irritant. It's like fiberglass. Those thin glasses of fibers penetrate your skin, and that causes an irritation. And then so you have that. I rub my eyes because I got to get rid of that stuff because it creates a cloudiness. It makes my vision blurry. So I have to rub my eyes to get rid of it. And then, of course, I'm grinding those crystals into my skin when I do that. And then when I wash my eyes constantly, I'm drying the skin. And so the eyeballs aren't what's hurting. What's hurting is the skin around the eyes that's getting ripped up. And haven't figured out how to fix that yet. Apparently there's no cure. Yay! Well, there is a cure. They have steroidal eye drops that fix it almost instantly. The relief is almost instantaneous. But if I keep using those, I'll go blind. Because the steroids will cause an increase in interocular pressure inside the eyeball, which will cause me to get glaucoma, which will cause me to go blind. So I can't use the steroids. I have to deal with the pain. But hey, it could be a lot worse. There's people who have it a lot worse than I do, so I can't complain. We've also gotten extraordinarily lucky. It has been just incredibly warm here. I mean, for the last month, and looking as far forward in time as I can see, we are 50s and 60s during the day, 25 to 35 at night, which means my heater doesn't have to work nearly so hard, which means my electric bill doesn't have to work nearly so hard. I still had to cut everything. I had to stop doing anything extracurricular. There's even days where I don't even use my TV to watch, anime or YouTube. I use the laptop because the laptop uses 1/5 the power of the TV. And so I cut my power usage as much as I can so I don't have to tell Michelle to cut her usage. And this way she can just keep doing what she does. And go from there. But if I'll find out in a couple of days, I still have to pay last month's $200 electric bill. But I'm hoping to be well below $200 this month. If it is, and the weather continues to be warm, I'm going to start printing blocks again. Because I want to get these blocks, I want to get enough of them printed to actually be able to assemble something, like an arch or something, at the Rocky Mountain Murph. I would love to get an extra 6 inches on each side of my table. Actually build a wall on each side of the table with a roof. I'd love to do that, but I don't know if I can get that printed in time. Because that would take... Let's see, if I did it 6 feet tall, that is 48 blocks. 48 kilograms of blocks I'd have to print. And I currently only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 12 printed. I only have a quarter of the blocks printed that I need to do that. That would allow me to make it, 4 foot wide and 6 foot tall. And then, if I can't get the belt printer to print the stringer, I could just get a couple 2x4s to work as the stringers. So I want to try to have that done by Rocky Mountain Earth. And I'd also like to try to have the 0.4 millimeter plastic shed components, enough of them printed to actually be able to do something. But I've kind of stopped working on that because I was working on this. So now that I have that reliably printing with the Vision Miner nanopolymer, which is bonkers amazing stuff, I've printed 4 blocks on the longer LT5 Pro directly on the aluminum plate, and I haven't had to reapply the nanopolymer yet. So it's still holding out. So once I have that steadily going, I should be able to put more effort into working on this one. I've got to re-engineer a couple of the connections. The vertical connection is good and strong, but it weakens the female connection too much, so the plastic cracks. So I have to shrink the male portion so I can thicken up the female portion, make that connection a little beefier. And then my side-to-side connection, it needs to be able to push in, but it's a little too weak for my taste. I would like it to be a little bit robust. So I got to beef that up a little bit. And then I have to figure out a way of making a floor and a roof that can actually connect to the pieces. I haven't quite figured out how to do that yet. I think I might have a way of doing it. If I print it with the push connect that I have for my side to side, and then only do 2 faces. So just have it connect on the sides and not the front and back, because the front's going to be a door, so nothing can connect to that. That might be sufficient. And then have hard points inside the shed where you would tie a string like a piece of paracord. Tie a knot in the bottom, run the paracord through the top, tighten it, maybe with a 3D printed turnbuckle, and that will compress the whole structure so that the roof can't blow off. I got to figure out different ways of doing it. Keep it, printable, keep it vase mode to maximize efficiency, stability, and plastic usage and stuff like that. So, for example, the dumbbell set that I designed today, it'll cost me 73 cents to print a set of 1-pounders, which is fantastic. If it's watertight, I'm printing 2 versions, one for sand and one for water. The densities are different, so they have to be a different size. So the water one's a little bigger since water is lighter than sand. Sand one I'm not worried about. That doesn't have to be super watertight. But the watertight one, the water one needs to be watertight. So I got to see if that prints watertight or not. And I designed it to use soda bottle caps. I just stole someone's soda bottle cap thread, which I had to massively modify to make it vase mode printable, because they had all kinds of flat overhangs that don't matter if you're printing perimeters, but do matter if you're printing vase mode. So go from there. All right, that's it. I got the sand and water 1-pounders on the card. I'm gonna go print them. Some atomic filament bubblegum pink. And if they work out well, then... And also, we found out that you can bring an STL into Prusa Slicer, and it will tell you the volume of the model in cubic millimeters. So, after doing some annoying math, figured out that I need 300,000 cubic millimeters to equal 1 pound of sand, and I need about 500,000 cubic millimeters, or basically 0.3 liters and 0.5 liters equal 1 pound of water and 1 pound of sand. So I'll have to do the same math for the 3-pounder and the 5-pounder. The 3-pounder would be about 1.5 kilograms, roughly. 2.2, that would be 1.4 kilograms, roughly, approximately 1.4 kilograms. And then the 5-pounder will be roughly 2.5 kilograms. So I'll have to figure out Water is easy. 1 liter is 1 kilogram. So, but sand is 1.66 kilograms per liter. Yeah, I think it's 1.66 kilograms per liter, and sand and water is 1 kilogram per liter. So I got a little bit of trial and error once I get close to make a model that comes out approximately the correct weight when filled with water or filled with sand. That's it. Go from there. And keep it phase mode printable, of course, because that reduces how much plastic it uses. 1 pounder sand is going to use 32 grams of plastic, and the 1 pounder water is going to use 42 grams of plastic. And then a soda bottle cap. Now, I guess you could print the soda bottle cap if you want, but that's dumb. Just grab a soda bottle cap off a 2-liter bottle and use that. That's it. I'm going to go print those, and I will see you guys next week. So, happy victims. You guys all have a great day.